Where Luka Doncic and the Mavs very much in command in the Western Conference Finals, coming into Game 3 tonight in Dallas, up 2 games tonight after taking the first 2 in Minnesota. And teams to win the first 2 games of the Conference Finals on the road have a 10-0 series record all time. And Luka's a big reason why, averaging just better than 32 points and 10 dimes so far in this series. He's the first player since John Havlicek with the 68 Celtics to average at least 30 and 10 for the first 2 games of a conference final. Meanwhile, struggle city for Minnesota Stars. Ant-Man shooting just 33% in the series. Karl Anthony Towns is at 28%. They were a combined 9 for 33 in Game 2. Malika Andrews and company, the Countdown crew, looking ahead now to Game 3.
And now we turn the page to Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals with Stephen A. Smith, Chris Paul, Michael Wilbon, Myers. I'm Malika Andrews. This was just an emotionally exhausting loss, I have to imagine, for Minnesota, losing by just 1 point. How do they go into Dallas now and try to steal one, Chris?
It's tough. It's going to be tough. It's a tough environment to go into Dallas anyway, but going down 0-2, Dallas is going to feel that energy, the crowd, everybody coming in there knowing that if they win this Game 3, the series can pretty much be over.
There's 2 things that the Minnesota Timberwolves should be hoping for. Number 1, the dynamic duo that is Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns getting outscored by 44 points by the 2 Dallas Mavericks superstars in this series thus far. They're going to play better. They need to play better. They have to understand that. That's number 1 they should be hoping for. Number 2, just hope Dallas Cowboys are in the audience. You bring bad luck.
What is happening? How about if the Minnesota Timberwolves make better decisions? Okay? How about having Mike Conley on the floor when he needs to be on the floor? How about having Karl Anthony Towns on the floor and not on the bench for about the final 9 minutes of the game? How about not letting Rudy Gobert have to go out and guard a guy who's saying, are you kidding me? You switched on to me? How about better decision making? Because the Timberwolves in 2 games are like 0 for 8 in the last 4 minutes of each game.
Bad news is, real bad news, they lost 2 games at home, which is going to be hard to recover from. Good news is it was by a total of 4 points. So it's right there. I felt like, I don't know what you guys think, but I thought Minnesota, for being at home, played tight. And usually, when you're at home, you're relaxed. You feel good. You get the confidence of the crowd. But I thought, especially the last quarter of both games, Dallas looked like they felt good. The shot quality, the possessions, and Minnesota just couldn't get into anything. And I don't know if that's the youth, but maybe on the road, maybe Minnesota says we're not supposed to win. Let's just go play.
Well, listen, I think the thing that's going to work against Minnesota, arguably anyway, is that you did it last series where you beat the defending champions 3 games on their home court, games 1, 2, and 7. Right. Can you duplicate that? That's a hard ask, number 1. But at the end of the day, you just have to respond. CP3, this is about stars at this point in time in the season. The stars have to show up.
Yep, and Dallas, they have to feel good about themselves right now. Going home, having a chance to go up 3-0. I think Minnesota has to come into the game and just play free. Just play free. Dallas, they have closers. They have Luka. They have Kyrie. It's going to be a lot on Anthony Edwards and those guys, but they got to come bring it for this game to have a chance.
Well, I can tell you this. Entering this year, there have been 10 teams that won the first 2 games of the conference finals on the road. All of them went on to win those series. We'll see if that trend continues.
All right, Malika, thank you. Hey, after winning the first 2 games as underdogs, Dallas now finding itself a 2.5-point favorite.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify point of sale. The all-in-one.
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're here in the postseason. Reshaping out. I appreciate each person below, and of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Let's keep it. Let's get her done. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Disappointment, out on the road facing my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, man. Mavs 2.5-point home favorites here in this one. Look, I think this is the toughest game of the entire series to call. I'm going to just call it a spade. This game right here is for the series. Short, sweet, simple. I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks. Personally, I'm laying the 2.5, and we might got to get the brooms out. The one thing that makes me nervous in this basketball game, though, is the Timberwolves just took 3 games out of 4 off of the Nuggets in Denver, who we know goes stupid, dummy, crazy at home, at the crib in Denver. That's the one thing that makes me nervous. But when I deep dive the game, when I look at game 1 and game 2, and I deep dive it, bro, the Timberwolves were built to beat the Nuggets. That's how their team was assembled, to beat Denver. They matched up really well with Denver. So when you look at it through that lens, it doesn't surprise me that they did do what they set out to do and beat the Nuggets. They don't match up well with Dallas. We've seen that through 2 games. They just do not match up well. The Mavs can create real matchup problems for Minnesota off the high screen and roll and the switch. Can I expect Jaden McDaniels to be prime Klay Thompson like he was in game 1? I don't think so. Can I trust Naz Reid to be prime Klay Thompson like he was in game 2? I don't think so. Anthony Edwards, he hasn't been that same player in this series as he was in the 2 previous against the Suns and the Nuggets. When Luka Doncic sees Rudy Gobert on that switch, it's yams, collard greens, catfish. These are braised oxtails, and these are neck bones. Y'all know the Shannon Sharp meme, man. Look, I just don't see an avenue where the T-Wolves win this game today. I just don't. I'll be the first one to tell you from the start of the series, did I see bringing the brooms out? No, I did not see us bringing the brooms out. I thought we would steal game 1. I thought Minnesota would respond, win game 2. Mavs come home, win 3 and 4. Timberwolves probably win 5, and Mavs close them out in 6. But after the Mavs stole game 1, and we actually saw it play out on the floor, I told you, I like the Mavs game 2. They create real matchup problems for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns is not having a good series. Anthony Edwards is not having a good series. The Mavs 2 stars are, though. Luka Doncic having an amazing series. Kyrie Irving, had a great game 1. Game 2 wasn't his best, but still, I thought he's playing really well in the series. The same thing I said from the start of the series. I thought the Mavs were the better team. I thought defensively it was pretty much a wash. The Timberwolves, you look at the numbers full season, they were the number 1 defensive team in the NBA. You looked at since the trade deadline, since the Mavs had become the Mavs, acquiring Gafford and PJ Washington, they were the number 1 defensive team since then. So I thought overall, collectively, defense was a wash. I thought the Mavs, had the 2 best players in the series, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. I thought they also had the more experience. This is Luka's 2nd Western Conference Finals. We've seen Kyrie already win a ring before. We've never seen anybody on Minnesota be in a conference finals. So I thought the Mavs had the advantage in the experience. And lastly, what I talked about mainly in game 1, 2 great defensive teams. What beats great defense? Great shot making. I love Anthony Edwards. He's not necessarily a shot maker. He's not shooting, off the dribble mid-range fadeaways. You know what I mean? That's not his style game. That's why we saw at the end of the game the other day, they had an opportunity to take the lead. What did he do? He tried to create his own shot. He ended up throwing the ball away. He's not really a shot creator. Well, the Mavs have arguably 2 of the best in NBA history in Luka Doncic. We saw he had Rudy dancing on that last play. I'm here to tell you he would have had just about anybody on the planet one-on-one dancing like that as well. And I don't even need to talk about Kyrie's shot making. He might be the best shot maker in the history of the league. So I think that's what ultimately gives the Mavs the edge, man. The 2, when it comes down to both teams, the 2 main pieces for the Timberwolves are Cat and Anthony Edwards, and they are thoroughly getting outplayed by Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Mavs come back home, a chance to really choke out the Timberwolves, take a commanding 3-0 lead. I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, man. I just tried to explain it to y'all on how I see it and why I see it how I see it. Again, it's probably the toughest game of the series. I expect the Timberwolves to play really, really hard here in this game. We've never seen a team come back from down 0-3. Well, to be honest, we've never seen a team in the conference finals fall down 2-0 heading on the road and come back. Teams that took home court advantage 2-0 in the conference finals are 16-0 in NBA history. So the Mavs are in a really good position right now to take care of business today and possibly close them out in a couple days. We might got to bring them brooms out, man. We might got to bring them brooms out in both conference finals. That's what's crazy. We might got to bring them brooms out. Tonight, ultimately, I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks. I think they're just a better team, playing the better basketball with the two best players in the series, with the more experience. And usually, that's enough to book your ticket to the finals. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I
Want a new career but don't have experience?
Prior to the Google UX design certificate, I didn't have any experience.
Quick little video, man. Just letting y'all know what I took today, man. Like, really might be like a fucking minute-long video, but taking the Wolves, man. Not howling under that shit. I should howl, but I don't feel like it right now. But I'm riding with the Wolves today, man. If the Mavs were to go up 3-0, and it just is what it is. Obviously, we know it's Celtics, Pacers, this series up 3-0. Celtics might even sweep. One of these series got to go a little long. You see what I'm saying? So I will take the Wolves on the money line today, man. So just putting out a little quick video for y'all, letting you know what I bet. That's what I'm taking. I'm howling with the Wolves today. We might see the same thing like they did versus Denver, right? They went up 2-0 on the road, and Denver come back and win 2 on the road, win 2 on the Wolves, you know what I'm saying, floor. So we know what happened as well. One more thing as well. We know that that McDaniels got fouled late in that game. You see what I'm saying? The refs come out and admit, damn, and they even reviewed it, and they know, too. You see what I'm saying? Like, damn, we got to call it out on McDaniels, but we know that Kyrie fouled him. I do feel like you get a little bit get back today. You see what I'm saying? So I love the Mavs. Both teams are great. I do think these teams are a lot more even for us to see like a sweep or something like this. So obviously nothing is guaranteed, but I mean, just something I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know what I bet today. I'm on the Wolves today. If you like them first quarter, first half, I'm not going to talk you off that either. They got to come out early and often, punch the Mavs in the mouth. Obviously, some of these teams come back home and be a little fat and happy as well. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. I do think it's a Wolves spot from start to finish. And that's just how I feel. You see what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to lose, my guys. So I know y'all bettors, we gamblers. It is what it is. I'll take a gamble here and take the Wolves. I'll live with the results here. But I feel like this is a winner, bona fide winner right here. Howling with the Wolves today. I was raised by Wolves. You feel what I'm saying? Like the whole fucking Wolf pack. I was raised by Wolves, my guys. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Just a quick little show. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm going to take a little few minutes out of the day, just run park real quick. You see what I'm saying? Just to do this video, man. But if you like the video, I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button one time for the one time, man. It's all love. Should be back at the house tomorrow or Tuesday, one of those days. But I'll be back home soon, man.
I turned my phone pictures into a gallery wall. Let me show you how. You just peel and stick. Simple as that.
I think everybody enjoy the move. I mean, especially myself. We dropped 2 games. We gave them 2 games, so pretty comfortable.
What's the process like for you when you kind of perform through the small tape? Who do you get with them? What do you do for the film?
I don't change nothing, man. I put the work in, so I don't really worry about missing or making shots. at the end of the day, man, it's gonna go in or it's gonna go out. I don't really trip, man. I put the work in this summer and throughout the season, so I don't really trip on this.
You identified some of the things you could do a little differently coming into game 3 that you weren't doing in first 2.
I mean, last game I did everything that I wanted to do. I didn't take as many mid ranges, but I got to the rim. I missed a couple easy layups. So just focusing on finishing those and finishing over the bigs.
People are wondering, you took a hard fall in game 6 of the Denver series. You feel okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm good.
When you say you gave them those games, how much do you think were like Wolves' mistakes that cost them the game, and how much was Dallas' credit?
They got closures, man, with Luka and Kyrie, so you can't make mistakes down the stretch and keep it a close game. They got 2 guys they can throw the ball to and say go get a bucket. But we made a lot of mistakes. I turned it over last game. We had a couple turnovers late in the game last game, and in the first game we just gave it away. So.
Yeah, what are you learning about the recovery process this time of year, one day in between, and how did you spend the day yesterday to get your body ready and prep up?
I'm just learning it's tough. You know, the playoffs is tough. But I didn't do nothing special yesterday. Got treatment. Other than that, just played the game.
And do you think experience is the playing part of the series, or is that going to be?
Yeah, I think it's experience. I think we gave them 2 games. At the end of the game, both games we up like 5 with a minute left, and we just get a game and we turn it over. Missing layups, just little things like that.
How would you describe the feeling that was in you when you lost that game 2 and for now playing?
I definitely was sick, man, because I think we was up like 5 with like a minute left or a minute 15 left, so I definitely was sick. But it didn't do nothing but add fuel to the fire for game 3. I think all my teammates ready to go, man. It's fun.
You seem like a guy throughout the playoffs and you sort of been undaunted by other people's experience, or Kevin Durant in the first round, or Denver as defending champs. Where does that mentality come from?
I just don't care. Yeah, I don't let nothing bother me. I don't get rattled. I just stay in the moment and have fun. That's the main thing. Just have fun, man. You know, I've probably been getting a little away from having fun out there. Just let my misses and stuff like get in my head. You know what I mean? But I just gotta get back to having fun, just playing with joy and with a smile on my face.
Have you always been like that? Sort of undaunted?
Yeah, for sure.
You said after game 2 that you want to make the right play, but maybe the right play will be in shots through. So.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What was something like that?
Oh, now y'all gonna see tonight.
What was the decision tonight different from other games?
I'm gonna be super aggressive. I mean, I haven't took more than 16 shots each game, so I'll be ultra aggressive coming out.
And you mentioned that turnover late, Lyden switched on you. When you went back and you looked at that, what did you see?
I just shot the fucking first shot. Yeah, that's just that simple. Yeah, for sure. That's all.
Yeah, but you see a rookie big on you. I mean, you probably think you've got some food in front of you.
I mean, it's not even. I don't care who in front of me. I don't even see the person in front of me. I'm just trying to get to my spot and shoot. I don't really care about in front of me.
It's really a benefit now that you guys got on the road because no one of you was and with distracted from something because we're all together.
I mean, I think we play better on the road anyway. I mean, every time besides the Phoenix series, we haven't played well at home. So, I mean, I think we're looking forward to this game because we play better on the road when I'm back.
Can you be in attack mode against this defense?
Can I be in attack mode?
Can you get to the rim? Can you be yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I've been getting away from it, but I'll definitely be back towards tonight.
Why do you feel like you've played better on the road than at home so far on this postseason?
Like you said, less distractions, less people around. I mean, you're in a hotel, in those 4 corners, by yourself. Really, I just play the game, so I ain't got nobody bothering me.
Hey, your mentality is obviously in a good place, but also done a lot.
I think we're in a pretty good mood. Everybody's smiling, joking, because we know we're a good team. Like, we know it's not over. Like, I'm not worried. I don't think my teammates or coaches, I don't think anybody's worried. Just know we got to come ready to play tonight.
Are you a tape guy? Do you watch a lot of that? I think he was asking about that turnover. You just break any of that down? Or?
I mean, not really. I watch it a little bit, but I don't really dwell on the past or like shit like that. I just go with the flow and just go to the next game.
Exactly.
No offense, but if you still think stocks, real estate, or crypto are the best passive income investments in today's economy, I'm sorry, but you got it wrong. There's a little known trend attracting millions of dollars a day right now called Audible uploads. Audible, owned by Amazon, is one of the biggest sources of audiobooks and podcasts in the world. And Audible uploads can generate ongoing income with significant growth potential. In fact, they're one of the best ways for everyday people to start an extra income stream in their spare time.
I do this on a part-time basis, about 5 to 10 hours a week. I earn about $40,000 a year. There's no other job that pays with that little time.
I'm at just about $1,500 for this month, and that's only with one book. And it was a book I wasn't even going to publish.
So you want to know how you can get started with Audible uploads too? Well, give me 60 seconds and I'll show you. Hey, my name's Amy Sanderson, and my friends the Mickelson twins here became multi-millionaires in their 20s. Not by winning the lottery, but by taking advantage of Audible uploads. And since then, they've generated over $100 million online, been named the 19th fastest growing company in America by Inc.com, and most importantly, helped tens of thousands of others learn about Audible uploads too, myself included. For a limited time, they're sharing how you can take advantage of this little known Audible secret to create more freedom in your life with their short, free video training that covers their one upload method. And you can access the video instantly by clicking the link below and entering on the next page. Now, I don't know how long they'll keep this up for, but for now, it's completely free. And I promise it's the most eye-opening video you'll ever see on how possible it is to get Audible uploads working for you, in much less time than any online business I've ever seen before. Did you know that Amazon's created well over 40,000 millionaires? And at least 3 times that many people making 6 figures? Even if, like me, you're just interested in making a little extra each month. The good news is, more people are making more money today, faster and easier than ever before. But how are they doing it? Well, that's exactly what you're going to find out in the free video training. Plus, you'll also be given a copy of
I think everybody, I think everybody in a good mood. I mean, especially myself. We dropped 2 games. We gave them 2 games, so pretty comfortable.
What's the process like for you when you kind of are going through the small tape? Who do you get with them? What do you do for the film?
I don't change nothing, man.
We're Rudy, and they've been doing that pretty much, there in the 4th quarter. So once we got Luka the ball, we wanted to give him space and let him do what he does. And I thought he set him up for the step back because of him attacking the paint over and over. Rudy has to honor that. And so with Luka's ability to create space in that, moment, as you've seen with Luka, he loves that stage. And he doesn't run from it, and he made a big shot. I thought he was great the whole game, keeping the guys together. His energy, knowing that we didn't play well there in that first half, but we came out, we had a good talk at halftime, and the guys worked the game, and we found ourselves in a game. Made it a little harder with missed free throws, but again, Luka is special, and he loves those type of moments.
And obviously you mentioned you didn't play well early, down 18. What did you think were the biggest keys to dig out of that?
Well, we've never been in that situation before, so I think we were just kind of, we were competing, but you got to give Minnesota's a really good team, well coached, and they came out and they were aggressors. They took advantage of us kind of, being competitive, but not where we have been here during this playoff run. And I thought we talked about it at halftime. We worked the game, we trusted one another, and we found a way to win on the road.
Jason, just going into that last play, was the plan to go for the win and not even to play for overtime, or was the plan just to get the best shot available?
Now you gotta ask Luka that. The play was to get Luka the ball. and let Luka do what Luka does in those moments. And that's, if he has trust with his teammates. If they were going to come and hit him, he knew who he was going to find to knock down a shot. We talked about taking a 2. We're only down 2. But when he got to dancing with Gobert, you could see that the step back was coming, and the rest was history.
You guys were down 5, I think, with 1:29 left. The poise, the focus, like there was no panic. It didn't seem like in those last moments that challenge was big, pretty big. To just speak to how you guys are ready to handle these moments on the road in this environment.
Yeah, great question and great observation. I think just the trust and calmness of the group. We could have easily just got on the bus and went home after Kai missed the 2 free throws. But again, our defense, we believe in our defense. We got stops. Give a lot of credit to our bench of keeping the energy in a positive way, keeping those guys up. And then Keith made a great call of the challenge. He said, let's challenge it. He was on the baseline standing, so he had good eyes on it. And that's the trust. I trusted that Smooth was telling me the truth. We challenged it, and we found, we won that challenge. And so it's a team effort, great team win. Everybody played their part at a high level tonight, even the guys who didn't play.
Because you mentioned the good talk at halftime. Can you impart a little bit about maybe what that was, and also what were the biggest changes into the second half, which you guys took care of?
Yeah, I thought, we weren't playing, Mavs basketball. I thought, again, just understanding what we had to do. We weren't rebounding the ball. We were getting the misses, and then we weren't covering the 3 as well as we've talked about. And then, Reed was 7 for 8. It seemed like every shot he took, he made. But I thought the group responded to the conversation that we had at halftime. And it's hard to win on the road, but it's even harder to win in the playoffs. And that group responded. Just understanding they worked the game. We knew we couldn't get it all back in one shot. So it was a great job of just executing the game and finding a way to win on the road.
And also the play of Gafford and Lively. I mean, they shooting almost 90% and then get you 30 and 14.
It's a good tandem. I thought Gaff was a lot better tonight. D-Live has been D-Live. He's playing well. Again, for a young man who's a rookie playing late in the playoffs, the trust that his teammates have with him on the floor, on the offensive end and the defensive end, has shown. And he's going to be a special one as his journey continues. But our bigs were really good tonight.
You said it felt like Reed made every shot. Did you hold your breath as the last shot went through the air?
Well, I said they found a hot guy. I was like, damn. A hell of a play, great look. The ball just bounced our way, so we got lucky.
With Luka, you talk a lot about not taking him for granted. When you see this, probably as much as anybody, you see practice, you see all his games, you see all of this. Is it hard for you sometimes? Do you have to remind yourself, just personally, not to take him for granted?
Oh, I'm not taking him for granted. Just understanding who he is and what he's about. He's special, and I said that since I've been here. He loves the moment. He's not afraid of the moment. One of the plays that I thought was big was a reversal of him coming up with an offensive tip to Kai, where Kai has done that with the offensive tip in Oklahoma series, with the tip to Luka for a 3. It was like role reversal. I think Kai just missed it, but it was just, he's trying to do everything, all the little plays on the defensive end and the offensive end, and he can carry that load, and he's doing that for us right now.
Even with the rare occurrence from Kai missing those free throws, the backcourt still facilitated and made sure that everyone stayed grounded. What was the emphasis of your call of gameplay and everything like that?
Yeah, we were, it was kind of role reversal. Luka was going early, Kai, so we wanted to get him out early. Kai had great looks that just didn't go down, but you know, the beauty of this team is just the positivity, the energy. If someone isn't struggling, everyone's picking up each other and everyone's connected. And so everyone just kept telling Kai to, you know, keep doing what he was going to do. And I thought in the fourth he showed up like Luka did, and he played at a high level for us on the offensive end. After missing those free throws, he makes a big three in the corner. And so that just shows that no one quit. You know, everybody played to the end, and that's what makes this group special.
Jason, you had pointed out last couple of days several times that you guys didn't win game one in the first 2 rounds. So when you get the first game, human nature a lot of times is teams to basically get ready to go home, and you have the split. How did you handle the messaging in terms of, no, let's get greedy and get 2 here?
Yeah, I think there's only one guy who's won a championship, so we have to be hungry. And when we talk about Kai, it's easy for Kai to, you know, send that message, but I think for the group, there's a trust between the coaches and players to players. And the last 2 days, we've talked about that we're down, like we haven't done anything. And this group is one that's not going to quit. They continue to play to the end. Even if we ended up losing this game, it's about, you know, playing the game the right way for 48 minutes, and that's what we've done, you know, here of late, and that's what we truly believe in. And so it's been fun to be around these guys. These guys have a lot of fun, but when it comes to work, you know, they're trying to do their job at a high level, and everyone concentrates on Luka and Kai, but the role players do their part and are embraced by the stars, and that's what, again, makes this team special. Yeah, he can go. You need to talk to him.
So he can't effing guard you, huh? Sorry? He can't effing guard you?
Who said that?
You said that.
I said it. I was speaking Slovenian.
Take us through what you're looking for that last play, kind of how it developed, and just the emotion after that shot goes through.
I don't decide what I'm going to look before the play. I just see what defense gives me. I didn't expect that we're going to switch. We're just going to play that pick and roll. I told you live. Come and we'll just figure out from there. That's about it. Read the defense.
Luka, what was the approach in the last minute 29? You guys went from being up to being, I think, down 5. You had the challenge on the baseline. Kyrie hit a shot. You hit that, like, the poise that you guys have. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like I always say, stay together, positive energy. At some point, we're down 18 on the road, which is insane to come back. So we believe till the end of the buzzer.
Jason said that there was no plan necessarily to go for a 2 or a 3 during that. When do you make a decision that I'm going to go for the step back? Was it when you got the switch on Rudy? Was it just all instinct?
I don't really know. I can't answer that. I just saw some space, you know, decided to shoot a 3, get to my spot, step back. That's it. But I just decided, you know, I saw some space.
Jason talked about the good talk you had at halftime. What was the gist of that, and what was the biggest change or biggest adjustment you guys made?
I think we talk about that last 3-4 minutes where we play with energy. You know, we said we need to play like that. We're getting stops, especially boxing out, and then our pace got to be high. So those 3-4 minutes we took as example.
And your thoughts right now on being up 2-0 in a series, 2 wins from the NBA Finals?
Great, but like I said, you know, first to 4, nothing is won. We gotta just think about next game, not in the future, not in the present, this game. So we just gotta think about next game. That's it.
You went to the locker room real quick at the end of the first. You good?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, you've had a lot of game winners now throughout your career. Do you know where this one ranks? Is it way too soon to even start thinking about this?
Too soon. Yeah. No, I'm tired. I can't really think.
Well, do you have a favorite that comes to mind when you think about all the different ones you've hit over the years?
I don't know. I think the one in the bubble was pretty good, you know, but no crowd. I imagine that with crowd would be insane. Then the one in Grizzly, where?
Memphis, yeah.
The falling down,
yeah,
the one.
that was a tough shot. There was no crowd again too, so I think those two.
And then last one, when Nasri got the final shot off and it was in the air, what were you thinking as it was traveling there?
I wasn't thinking. I almost passed out. That was looking good, too good. Sure. Yeah. Oh my God. He could have missed it there.
But you had more success attacking downhill in the second half. What opened up for you to be able to have that success?
Let me think. Just driving mentality, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. They asked me some other question. I don't know. I was just attacking. I don't know. You have any other question?
What have you thought about the play of Derek Lively, him closing out the game? What are your thoughts on that?
There we go. No, amazing. He's been amazing this season, these playoffs. He took not one, not two, 3 steps forward. He's a rookie. I think people forget this sometimes. He's doing this in the Western Conference Finals, which is insane. So his ceiling is going to be huge.
Yeah, the utmost confidence in my brother, man. Got a great switch on Rudy, and I know exactly what he was thinking, so it was just time to get ready for the magic to happen. And got to his move, shot it with confidence, as we know he'll always do, and took us home tonight, man. That's one of those wins where we could look back on and reflect and really be proud of ourselves. And the little things that it took to get this win tonight, we can carry on to Game 3. But we also understand that it's no time to be satisfied. We got 40 minutes to celebrate it. We got to get on this plane, go back to Dallas, and get ready for another hard-fought battle, because that team is not going to give up. And you know exactly what they're capable of. They've shown it in spurts throughout the first 2 games, and they're taking us down to the wire. So we just got to be aware that there's some luck involved, there's some fortune involved. Shots not going in for them down the stretch, but we felt like we earned enough to. We did enough tonight to get this win. So I'm proud of ours. I think it's just his confidence and his fearless mentality. I've been talking about these young guys, but Lucas, alongside JT and Jaylen Brown, Trae Young, a few other guys that I haven't named, but they're part of that next generation that has that no fear mentality where they'll shoot from the parking lot, man, and it'll look like it's a great shot, because they've been practicing it since they were young. So he's prepared for these moments, and he's built for these moments. So when things like that happen, I'm not surprised, but as a brother, I'm just nothing short of proud.
What do you think of the impact that Derek Lively's made all season long, but particularly in these playoffs as a rookie?
He's been doing great. I can echo Lucas' sentiments. Just seeing a rookie do this is very impressive, and he falls right alongside a lot of the great ones that have come before him that probably weren't in the top 10 in terms of top 15 in terms of talent before he got drafted, but now I think he's making a lot of guys and a lot of women eat their words in terms of what he's capable of and his potential. He's shown it day in and day out. When he's healthy, when he's on the floor, he makes a big difference. I mean, you look at our record in the beginning of the season when he was out of the lineup, when he was in the lineup, I think that was the telltale sign of how our team was going to be built. And if we have a 5-man that's athletic, that's able to catch lobs, that's able to play defense, that's able to make passes, and also communicate very well for someone his age, especially to older guys. He has that no fear mentality as well. So I'm proud of him, and I know that he's been working diligently and doing a lot of stuff that no one sees to help himself prepare mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
And not to bum you out, but what's going through your mind when you missed those 2 free throws?
You're not gonna bum me out about that, Tim. You can bring it up, bro. It's basketball, man. Like, the game's over now. Now we can talk about it, man. I don't want to get fined, but I was just like, holy, oh gosh, like, what the heck is going on, man? Like, a lot of emotion was going through my head, and there's a brief moment of disappointment, You know, the fans are going crazy. I think we got them free chicken, right? Something like that. So, you know, the fans are going crazy, and you know, rightfully so. They were cheering their butts off, and when I missed it, I think I was as surprised as a lot of people in the arena. You know, but in those moments, I got to stay focused and be aware of, you know, just how big it means or how much it means to our team to make those. You know, and I've been in that moment, but when you miss, you also have to take that accountability and be better. And the next play mentality was the only thing I could carry forth, and I got in that corner, knocked it down, and got a deflection off of Jaden, or you know, and it felt good to be able to make those plays up. You know, so the game's not over, especially when you miss 2 free throws. That goes out for all the younger generation that's watching. You know, those mistakes could weigh on you mentally, and you could carry that into the next game too. So it's time to just leave that here and praying I make all my free throws when I get back home and that focus is there, man.
At the beginning of the fourth quarter, after Luke had come back from his second trip to the locker room, he was bent over at the scoring table, and you went over and said something to him, and it looked like you just asked him if he was okay. Yeah. And what did he say back to you?
He said yeah. He said yeah. It wasn't a long conversation. I was telling him, you know, from the beginning of the game, just you have guys out here that have your back, and whenever you need me to take over, I will, you know, take over the point guard responsibilities and bring the ball up and just get him to his spots, you know, and then he comes out and hits a step back 3. So I was like, I think you're fine, you know. So there are moments where he shows just brilliance and he scores so easily, and then he comes back and it looks like he's laboring a little bit, but that guy's a warrior. I'm never worried about him, and him going back to the locker room and coming back out just shows how much he cares about you know, playing well for this team and being a leader on this team.
How often in your career have you seen a guy play through all these problems that he's having now, and you don't really notice it? I mean, considering what the outcome is.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not an uncommon thing in our league for guys to play injury, but you know, when somebody is asked to score as much as he is and asked to do as much, and also he pushes himself, you know, to the ultimate measure. He wants to be great. He already is a great player, but I think he wants to be great in his mind and his life. So for us, we just want to continue to support him. And when he's out there not feeling well, we all are aware of it. But this is why we're a team. You know, this is why we have a supportive cast. This is why we believe we're one of the best teams in the world, and we got to go prove it, because it could be anybody's night. And if Luke is not playing well or not hitting his shots offensively, we don't want him to feel that burden. It's unfair to him. He's a young kid. So I'll take that burden at times, and other guys will take that burden, and we'll just be able to stay fluid, stay connected.
Kyrie, you're an all-timer. You played with an all-time great when you were younger in LeBron James. Now you're playing with a potential all-time great. What's it like to see that ascension from the veteran perspective now that you're the older guy?
Man, it's amazing. You know, you make it sound like I'm like 38 already, and you know, I'm the young guy of the older generation. And I came in when I was 19, so it was, I know I was trailing along around that older generation that's been around for a while. But for me, personally, I'm amazed. Just, you know, I don't use that word lightly either. I'm amazed just on how much time he puts on his body and how much time he puts on his craft, and also. I've been saying it, but just that no fear mentality, man, that confidence that he carries, he walks around with it, and of course the awards come along with that too, and the expectations come along. I think he's answered a lot of calls. You know, when Luka first came into the league, there were a lot of questions on what he was going to turn out to be and who he was going to be, and you know, I know a few people are eating their words too. So watching him ascend into becoming an all-time great is amazing, and I don't take it for granted because, like you said, I play with one of the greatest of all time, arguably the greatest of all time, you know, up there with the top 3, top 4, and dealt with a lot of that criticism and pressure, you know, shielding us from it as teammates. And I think you see the same things that happen and occur with some of the greatest players that play. They take on a lot of pressure and they love it, and they relish in it, and they love answering that call. So for me, I just want to be supportive and continue to be an all-time great next to him, and continue to show him the ropes and let him continue to fly, man. He's already been doing it.
It seemed like Luka really found a rhythm attacking downhill in the second half. As someone who commands such like aggressive defensive, you know, attention and coverages, and someone, you know, who shares that perspective as well, what are the challenges in a playoff setting to kind of continue to focus on attacking the paint instead of, you know, maybe settling for jump shots or taking those touch shots?
Yeah, well, some of the greatest scorers to play this game, or greatest offensive threats, have been able to play that in-between game, have been able to make plays for others, and when they figure out how to make their teammates better, they become that much greater. So I feel like myself and Luka, we figured that out to a certain degree, where we get the best out of our guys, and they know how to feed us good energy. We know how to feed them good energy. And when the ball's hopping around, or when guys are being aggressive and taking advantage of the first opportunity that they have and just making quick decisions, it does a lot for our team. Fluidity, just in how we play and our pace. And when we're getting up and down the floor, we're a tough team to beat.
Is there any advice that you've given Luka on that so-called road to being an all-time great after, what you've learned from playing alongside LeBron and your own trajectory yourself?
I mean, I played with a few guys that are all-time greats. I want to say that too. So I've had the opportunity to see them work on their crafts and also deal with a lot of the outside criticism. And again, the common trait that they share is just their ability to block out the noise and do the right things every single day. Work on their bodies, take care of themselves, and then also have fun with the game and know how to empower their teammates. So I've tried to just give little bits and pieces of nuggets of advice to Luka to help him, because when I'm out of the league and he's continuing to run it, if he doesn't retire early, leave it up to him to probably. If he doesn't retire early, then he'll be doing what I'm doing right now, except in his own way. And that's a beautiful thing to see. When I could pass on the knowledge and wisdom that was given to me, and explain it to him and encourage him to be better, then I feel like I'm doing my job. And that's not just as a basketball player, that's just as a person. He's a young man. I'm a young man as well. And he's going to have a lot more years after the game living life than when he's playing. So this is cool and all, being a leader and being called a leader in the locker room and stuff like that, but he's going to have to lead his family, be a father one day. And those are the most important things that I try to echo to him. It's just being a family man and continuing to put the things that matter to you first. That's one. 2 more. Okay, 2 more.
Okay. I know I'm trying to get you home, man.
No, you good. I'm messing around with Ellie.
But I know I've talked to you about you being a leader and having your brothers lean on you. Mm-hmm. But in what I told Kid is a rare occurrence for you, how did it feel to have your brothers to lean on?
It feels incredible. It feels incredible. Are you talking about tonight? Just yes. After tonight? Yeah, man. Especially when I miss those free throws. Because as a young player, I definitely would have been wallowing in my emotions, and that would have carried over into the next game, and the confidence that I had would have been a little shy. It would have been a little hit. But now, just feeling the embrace, leaving the court, and knowing that this is a team success journey that we're on. This is our moment. So whether we play well or whether we don't, we all know that we're brothers and we're proud of each other. So those little things matter for me. They go a long way. Even at my age, just that affirmation that everything's going to be good and you're good, man, don't worry about it. That went a long way for me when we came to the locker room, but also when I was on the court, because I was definitely feeling it after I missed those free throws. Excuse me.
One last one for you. Obviously, when you have a game-winning shot like this, it kind of blots out a lot of the rest of the game. But I'm curious, when you think back through this one and the comeback you guys made, what are the other moments that stick out for you as being significant or big plays? Anything else that you think is worth calling out?
I mean, they beat us in the first 2 quarters, and I think we're going to see film, and we're going to see that there were a lot of correctables there. There were a lot of energy plays that we didn't get to. There were a few transition baskets that they got. Nas Reed, hit a few threes tonight that were very timely. And he was keeping them in the game tonight. And, he's 7 for 9 from 3, 8 for 13 for the game. I mean, coming off the bench, that's a big-time performance. And I don't want to let Luka's game winner overshadow some of the things that we can get better at. And I'll leave that to the coaching staff. But for me, I know I definitely can be better on the defensive end. I picked up some stupid fouls and some things that I can definitely improve on in terms of positioning defensively. And then offensively, just taking my time. There are a few shots that I missed. So just taking advantage of our end-of-quarter opportunities and looking back at how we consistently win quarters, because that's going to be the difference in this series. Of course, you want to get to the end of the game, you want it to be close, you want to be in the game, but if we can consistently win quarters and do it convincingly, I feel like this series can turn in our favor. But if not, we're going to see games like tonight where they're in the game or they're up double digits and they feel confident. Their home crowd's getting into it. A little bit different when we obviously go to Dallas, but here you can tell that they were playing with all that energy, and we just want to continue to make things difficult on the defensive end and improve what we can improve on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice win. Can you just talk a little bit about the second half and what changed for you guys? What was, Jason said you had a nice talk at halftime. What was the difference? What was the biggest adjustment for you guys?
Really just our energy. We knew they were going to come out, throw the first punch. It was going to be real. The energy was going to be through the roof tonight. We knew that for sure. And just coming in at halftime, we just told ourselves to kind of like be patient, take it one step at a time, and just chip away at the end of the day. So that was pretty much the conversation. We kind of came together and just tried to find a way to just bring this one out.
And of course, we asked Luka about his last shot, but you're the one you were falling to the floor on. Go take us through that one.
At the end of the day, I just threw it up there, in all honesty, and in all honesty, like, when it comes to that, that's called a prayer shot in my world at the end of the day. So I just tried to get positioning, tried to make sure I had my eyes on the basket, and I just, threw it up there, let the man upstairs handle it, and he put it in the basket for me. So, yeah.
Daniel, what is this moment for you guys, knowing that if you go home, win the 2 games, you don't have to come back in, and you go to the NBA Finals?
We just got to take it one game at a time. We can enjoy this until, we get back to Dallas, but they're going to come back and they're going to come, for sure pissed off when it comes to coming to our home. We took 2 here. We just got to make sure we withstand just like that first punch if they come home and throw that first punch. But be ready for anything, I feel like.
I know they threw the first punch, but was it anything in particular that was going on when you guys fell down by 18?
Not necessarily. They were just hitting shots. It was a couple of mishaps when it came to just like rotations. Nas got going. He hit a couple of threes. Got the energy going throughout the team. They was getting a lot of rebounds, getting a lot of second chance points, in all honesty. And it was just being a little bit more physical than us. So we just had to kind of like take that step in the right direction. I feel like we did that tonight.
Dan, Luka's last shot there, does it surprise you at all that they don't blitz him, get the ball out of his hands? What's your kind of thoughts on, as that's breaking down, like, what are you thinking?
I really can't even put it into words, But at the end of the day, we put the ball in one of the right guys' hands, and he for sure, I would say, gave us something that we knew he was going to come out with at the end of the day. He said it was a lucky shot, but I feel like it's one of the shots that he works on a day-to-day basis. So.
What was going through your head when that ball's in the air?
On the Luka shot, I was like, that was money. Most def. He got the spacing that he wanted when it came to Rudy switching on to him, and Rudy did his best to stay with him. And I felt like, Rudy got a good contest, but he got the shot, pretty much high in there to where it needed to be to go in.
Even with, like you say, your prayer shot, you had 5 blocks, and you and D Live made sure that you not only were on help defense, but you made sure that you got.
Really? I didn't. I did not. I thought I at least had 3.
Well, you had 5.
Okay.
So, how do you assess you and D Live being able to help now on defense and to make sure that you guys maintain the victory?
We just feed off each other's energy at the end of the day. We always are in a film session trying to figure out ways how to be better than the game before, in all honesty, and just keeping each other motivated, which everybody does on the team. Everybody, gives us that energy that we need to just go out and just win basketball games at the end of the day. So when it comes to him, whenever I'm coming out of the game, I tell him to be a monster, and he does the same to me,
When Luka hits a shot like that and then he's barking at Rudy, how would you assess his trash talking?
I would say pretty common. I done seen a lot of stuff that Luka has said, and I done been on the same end of where Rudy was in a couple of times where I've played against Luka at the end of the day. His trash talk is different, especially when he gets to talking in his own language. That's a different type of trash talk. So, you just gotta give, credit where credit is due, I would say, because, he knocked down the shot, he talks trash afterwards, just pat him on the back and just keep going.
It sounds like tonight he stuck to English, though?
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. From what I heard, he stuck to English, most definitely.
It was French and English, I believe. But on another note,
You guys, back to you and D Live. You guys were very efficient above the rim. How does it feel when you guys are able to get on the inside in a game like this?
I mean, it just feels good because, we're making an impact at the end of the day. We're trying to find the seams and just what can, put us in position to where we can help the team, in all honesty. And we just, found the positioning. We got in the right spots at the right times, and our guards found us, whether it was rebounding, where we tipped it out and we had a second chance opportunity to pretty much go down and get downhill and get shots up. And, we just got the right guys downhill, and everybody just put trust in us to just finish around the basket, and that's what we did tonight.
We're Rudy, and they've been doing that pretty much, there in the fourth quarter. So once we got Luka the ball, we wanted to give him space and let him do what he does. And I thought he set him up for the step back because of him attacking the paint over and over. Rudy has to honor that, and so with Luka's ability to create space in that moment, as you've seen with Luka, he loves that stage, and he doesn't run from it. And he made a big shot. I thought he was great the whole game, keeping the guys together. His energy, knowing that we didn't play well there in that first half, but we came out, we had a good talk at halftime, and the guys worked the game, and we found ourselves in a game. Made it a little harder with missed free throws, but again, Luka is special, and he loves those type of moments.
And obviously you mentioned you didn't play well early, down 18. What did you think were the biggest keys to dig out of that?
Well, we've never been in that situation before, so I think we were just kind of, we were competing, but you got to give Minnesota's a really good team, well coached, and they came out, and they were aggressors. They took advantage of us kind of, being competitive, but not where we have been here during this playoff run. And I thought we talked about it at halftime. We worked the game, we trusted one another, and we found a way to win on the road.
We're down 5, I think, with 1:29 left. The poise, the focus, like there was no panic. It didn't seem like in those last moments that challenge was pretty big. To just speak to how you guys are ready to handle these moments on the road in this environment.
Yeah, great question and great observation. I think just the trust and calmness of the group. We could have easily just got on the bus and went home after Kai missed the 2 free throws. But again, our defense, we believe in our defense. We got stops. We give a lot of credit to our bench of keeping the energy in a positive way, keeping those guys up. And then Keith made a great call of the challenge. He said, let's challenge it. He was on the baseline standing, so he had good eyes on it. And that's the trust. I trusted that Smooth was telling me the truth. We challenged it, and we found, we won that challenge. And so it's a team effort, great team win. Everybody played their part at a high level tonight, even the guys who didn't play.
You mentioned the good talk at halftime. Can you impart a little bit about maybe what that was, and also what were the biggest changes into the second half, which you guys took care of?
Yeah, I thought, we weren't playing, Mavs basketball. I thought, again, just understanding what we had to do. We weren't rebounding the ball. We were getting the misses, and then we weren't covering the 3 as well as we've talked about. And then, Reed was 7 for 8. It seemed like every shot he took, he made. But I thought the group responded to the conversation that we had at halftime. And it's hard to win on the road, but it's even harder to win in the playoffs. And that group responded. Just understanding they worked the game. We knew we couldn't get it all back in one shot. So it was a great job of just executing the game and finding a way to win on the road.
And also the play of Gafford and Lively. I mean, they shooting almost 90% and then get you 30 and 14.
It's a good tandem. I thought the Gaff was a lot better tonight. D-Live has been D-Live. He's playing well. Again, for a young man who's a rookie playing late in the playoffs, the trust that his teammates have with him on the floor, on the offensive end and the defensive end, has shown. And he's going to be a special one as his journey continues. But our bigs were really good tonight.
You said it felt like Nas Reed made every shot. Did you hold your breath as the last shot went through the air?
Well, I said they found a hot guy. I was like, damn. A hell of a play, great look. The ball just bounced our way, so we got lucky.
With Luka, you talk a lot about not taking him for granted. When you see this, probably as much as anybody, you see practice, you see all his games, you see all of this. Is it hard for you sometimes? Do you have to remind yourself, just personally, not to take him for granted?
Oh, I'm not taking him for granted. Just understanding who he is and what he's about, he's special, and I said that since I've been here. He loves the moment. He's not afraid of the moment. One of the plays that I thought was big was a reversal of him coming up with an offensive tip to Kai, where Kai has done that with the offensive tip in Oklahoma series, with the tip to Luka for a three. It was like role reversal. I think Kai just missed it, but it was just, he's trying to do everything, all the little plays on the defensive end and the offensive end, and he can carry that load, and he's doing that for us right now.
Even with the rare occurrence from Kai missing those free throws, the backcourt still facilitated and made sure that everyone stayed grounded. What was the emphasis of your call of gameplay and everything like that?
Yeah, we were, it was kind of role reversal. Luka was going early, Kai, so we wanted to get him out early. Kai had great looks that just didn't go down, but the beauty of this team is just the positivity, the energy. If someone isn't struggling, everyone's picking up each other and everyone's connected, and so everyone just kept telling Kai to keep doing what he was going to do. And I thought in the fourth he showed up like Luka did, and he played at a high level for us on the offensive end. After missing those free throws, he makes a big three in the corner, and so that just shows that no one quit. Everybody played to the end, and that's what makes this group special.
Jason, you had pointed out last couple of days several times that you guys didn't win game one in the first two rounds. So when you get the first game, human nature a lot of times is teams to basically get ready to go home, and you have the split. How did you handle the messaging in terms of, no, let's get greedy and get two here?
Yeah, I think there's only one guy who's won a championship, so we have to be hungry. And when we talk about Kai, it's easy for Kai to, send that message, but I think for the group, there's a trust between the coaches and players to players. And the last 2 days, we've talked about that we're down, like we haven't done anything. And this group is one that's not going to quit. They continue to play to the end. Even if we ended up losing this game, it's about, playing the game the right way for 48 minutes, and that's what we've done, here of late, and that's what we truly believe in. And so it's been fun to be around these guys. These guys have a lot of fun, but when it comes to work,